Starting to the top right, a Protoss player. It is
Jin Air Green Wings Pigbaby.
I still just want to remind everyone the proper term is piglet. I think he didn't know that. That's what you call a baby pig. It's
he probably didn't know. Bottom left of the map, we have his opponent in the lead with the 1-0 in best of 3 here. Can he advance to the third round of the Challenger League for FX Open?
FXO GuMiho.
And GuMiho is on the way with an SCV to the top right.
Yep.
Going to our proxy once more.
He is. And it looks like it's just going to be a normal Reaper timing this time.
Okay, well, we go for that proxy play here. Let me just throw in the statistics for both players in this matchup to give you a little bit of an idea what these players are facing. Because GuMiho didn't give me the time in game number 1. GuMiho actually in this matchup has played 20 maps and he won 75% of them. He's 15-5 against Protoss so far. On the other hand, we have the Protoss player, Pigbaby, formerly known as HS, who only played a single best of 3 in Heart of the Swarm offline against Terran, against Yuri, and he took it with a 2-0. So now he lost another map though. And he's scouting again, but he's up against once more a very aggressive strategy from GuMiho. Let's see how he's going to defend against it this time.
It's going to be a lot easier for him this time. This is more of a scout from GuMiho. He shouldn't be able to kill even a single probe if Pigbaby micros correctly. The core is on the way before the Reaper has been started. And the Zealot will kind of deal with the Reaper for a few seconds, and then he's going to go for it. But actually starts a factory instead. So it's going to be just a pressure build with Hellions most likely again here, which is not necessarily what Pigbaby is going to expect, but he needs to go and check for it. That's the most important part here.
I actually think we're going to see a very, very fast robotics now, because if you're up against such a build and you don't see anything in the main base, what you're really worried about as a Protoss player is that you have another just Widow Mine running into your main base. These rallied Widow Mines with a proxy factory can be so dangerous. Mothership core is already being built, but it would be very good for him to get a bit of detection out there too.
Yep, the probe just continued to harass here because he knows there's no chance of there being a Marine around here anytime soon, so GuMiho has to tag the probe. And first off, lifts, he's just going to go ahead for the rally off the reactor. And with the reactor being built, obviously, and the switch going on, we're not going to see Cloak Banshees, which is something that with the new patch could be used in this matchup more, just hasn't been yet.
And here are the Widow Mines, as expected, and so far we don't see the robotics, so there's nothing to have any kind of detection out just yet. There it is, okay, robotics is being built, and let's see how GuMiho is going to adjust his own style.
Yeah. This is kind of like a little bit transparent what GuMiho is doing here, just simply because there's no Reaper in the main base. And if he goes for a gas that's that quick and there's no Reaper in the main base, he's knowing at this point, okay, you went factory, nothing else makes sense. He's going to try to hide the Widow Mines and go in with the Hellions to push his way up. Could work. I'm not sure if this is the best way though. He sends the Widow Mines now, he knows the Hellions will catch up because they're much faster.
We have also a command center being built, so he's trying to prepare and get his own expansion up. Drawing a few of the units to the top left, that gives him the time to go into the main with those Widow Mines. Trying to Poro here immediately. Pulling that off, but yeah, taking at least one of those Zealots out, and that gives him the opportunity to move in with the Hellion, but still the Photon Overcharge is in position.
Could he scan and kill the Observer? I mean, that's something he could go for when it goes to the right.
Maybe, but
no.
Yeah, I don't really think that's going to happen now.
This has essentially done nothing really for GuMiho. He killed a Zealot, and he forced a Nexus can to be used. He delayed the Nexus not at all. I mean, the Nexus for Pigbaby is well on its way here. GuMiho does have his own command center back at home, but you know it's very delayed. It's on the high ground. It's going to take him a while to get that orbital. It does start now. Here come the Hellions
moving in, and there's the mineral line. How much damage can he actually dish out to those probes? He's getting a lot of them, but does he get enough?
Yeah, that's the question. The Reaper is in here as well, doing a little bit of damage.
2 more, and in total,
he's killed so far.
There we go. 9 workers killed. 9 killed so far, so that was actually a decent trade. That was good.
Yeah. He's ahead in Harvester count now, 26 to 24. And with the Chrono Boost, things are going to even out fairly so. This is what he needed after the Widow Mines did virtually nothing.
Yeah. mean, this trade, if you just look at the minerals, the trade is nearly the same, but you lose a lot of mining time as the Protoss player. You have, of course, then to rebuild all of those probes, and that's going to take some time too. So that was definitely a really good trade here for GuMiho. He's a bit ahead now in the overall supply, and he's just rallying another set of units into his opponent's main base. There are no sentries or anything to block that ramp, so if the Hellions get in once more, even more Harvesters will go down.
Yeah, he could actually try to run by here, and that's exactly what he does. 2 Stalkers being warped in, but it's going to take them a little while. It's all about the targeting here and the probe split from Pigbaby, which so far we see nothing of. 2 more probes going down, a few more going to fall.
He's lining them up there. Oh, he's losing so many, and oh my god, Pigbaby. Oh yeah, we have to practice that again, don't we?
Yeah, I would say so.
Ouch.
Not using any of the techniques that you can use to save your probes here. Now in total, GuMiho has killed 26. Unbelievable.
Which means that he just took out 17 additional Harvesters. And the economy for GuMiho is now so much better. Usually what you want to have as a Protoss player going up against Terran is elite in the Harvester count, since you are the one who has the Chrono Boost and you don't have to upgrade into the Orbital Command. Now we see him at 24 against 33 workers in favor of GuMiho, plus the additional mules.
Plus the tech. He also has the starport finishing up combat shields and stem on at the same time. He has a reactor he can switch and make double medevacs. He's getting his engineering bay. Pigbaby has no robotics support bay, no forge, no Twilight Council, nothing.
You know what that reminded me of? That was like when Hack back in the days, like in 2011 I think at the end, or was it 2012 already? When he rallied all those Hellions into the main base of Huck and took Huck out and in Code A back then.
It's very similar.
And that was just brutal.
Reminds me of Fruit Dealer versus Maru, I think it was, when Fruit Dealer lost over 100 drones in that game, but
that was a long time ago.
That was a long time ago. There's probably a lot of people watching this who don't even know who Fruit Dealer is. Google it, but Stim is done.
And
Plus
you know what else is done?
Pigbaby maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a pretty high chance that he is not going to come out alive of this. Third base already going up for GuMiho, and he is rallying units across the map. They have been spotted. Scouting is of course what you need to do in this game, but that doesn't mean that you are ready, and I don't think that Pigbaby really is. Maybe with crazy force fields, but he's already in a very, very awkward spot, even without the medivacs. With a good stim here, he could lose the rest of his army.
Mothership Core almost enough energy for the overcharge, but not just yet.
Yeah,
GuMiho could have targeted it.
That's too much. He's losing all of the sentries, he's losing the stalkers, and he's gonna lose this game potentially. A lot already taken out, and the saving grace for the Protoss player is his photon overcharge, but this is only step 1 of GuMiho's attack.
Yeah, once he has additional medevacs, he can start boosting into the main base, which he is going to rally those medevacs across now.
Yeah, and you might look at the top right and see that the difference in supply is not that huge, but then you have to realize we have the third base nearly completed for GuMiho. He has great upgrades out there. We have him with Stim, Combat Shield, going into the +1. Great production on the map.
Compositionally,
was about to lose an medivac here. That would have changed things a little bit, but right now there's just no tech for Pigbaby.
Yeah, compositionally, GuMiho is way ahead. Also, the one thing that Pigbaby has on the way for him is 1-1. But with GuMiho's constant aggression here, he's not going to have that in time to be able to trade efficiently the way he needs to. And once GuMiho's third base kicks in, his second eBay, his army, once all these things are ready, he's going to be able to catch up because he has the far better economy.
Pigbaby is trying to make something happen with Charge, and he's going into the Templar Archive now to get Storm and Archons out there. That might help him, that might be what he needs, but does he really have the time? He's still stuck on 2 bases and he has no chance of getting a third. Here comes the Guardian Shield and he's using the force fields. They're not too great though, losing the cannon here while the Zealots are now trying to get close enough to the Terran army, but those force fields are actually working against them.
He doesn't have any AoE, and against this many bio units with the medevacs, it's just so difficult to engage. GuMiho's just trading, and he's getting the better end of the trade. I mean, he's basically getting units for free here because the Zealots are dying and he's not killing anything GuMiho has. There's the Mothership Core being targeted now as well.
Time Warp, GuMiho moving in. The Time Warp alone is not going to win him this fight. Even the probes now coming off the mineral line, and immediately the Terran player takes down the Harvesters here. A 40 supply lead already for the FXO Terran, and units just rallied across the map with the power of a 3-base economy. It looks like Pigbaby is running out of time.
GG. GuMiho takes a quick 2-0 here as expected. And he will find himself now in the 3rd round. Pigbaby, he got through the 1st round through some really nice builds, but it was GuMiho who had the better builds in this series.
GuMiho basically had a bit of a barbecue today, and it tasted delicious, also I've heard.
Yeah.
Taking down not only the probes, but also the pig.
That Pigbaby is roasted.
That must have been like probably the worst joke that we tried to make.
I feel like GuMiho really outclassed him there in general, especially in game number 2. Game number 1 is one of those things where, okay, you see it late, it's a little bit tough, but game number 2, that was just a smackdown.
Choya coming out of the makeup room with a big smile on his face, looking a little bit smug here and performing a little dance for us. I don't know what exactly that was, but it looked cute.
Yeah.
His player advances to the 3rd round, which is pretty awesome, of course, for FX Open. And, well, there's not a lot to talk about this series.
Yeah,
I mean, just straightforward.
It's just, you got to split your probes better than that. He defeated the Widow Mines with only losing a Zealot, basically. Really nice Widow Mine defense. Also, his reaction to get the Observer out very quick after seeing that there was no Reprism base. His opening was good. His control against the Hellions, that's what really lost him this game.
We are, of course, now going into another short break, and then we will have the 3rd best of 3 of the day, which is my personal favorite game of the day. We have a Terran versus Zerg with Yoda going up against Effort, which should be very interesting here. So, guys, stay tuned, and as soon as we are back with the Challenger League, we have a Terran versus Zerg, Yoda versus Effort. See you guys in a few.